This is going to be an issue for Green Bay coming up. Okay, so I think Rodgers hurt his ribs last night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Was it his ribs?
Yeah.
That's what I
Same
saw.
thing that made, that's like the same kind of, ribs is what made Drew start falling off the rails when he was getting old. I just want to point this out. That's like the big drop off that happened.
So he had the rib injury and he still has the thumb injury from week 5. He said he rested it a little bit, but that shit still definitely hurts.
It's your throwing hand.
Okay. Do you sit Rodgers for the end of the year and see what you get in Love? I think you should, because Love's 5th-year option is 2024. I'm assuming Rodgers is going to come back next year and probably play again because he most likely does not want to go out on a losing record. I feel like you have to sit Rodgers the rest of the year and play Love because you're going to pick up his 5th year and give him 1 year to decide if you got something? That's a first-round quarterback. I don't think you can just do that after sitting him behind Rodgers all that time. So I guess my thing is like, when do you make that switch? Do you make it when Rodgers goes? Because like, what if Rodgers? How long was Rodgers' contract? 2 or 3 years?
It's like
2 years.
I think it's 2 or I think it's 3. It's 2 or 3. It's
Okay.
1 or 2.
I guess my thing is like, would you guys sit Rodgers and play Love? I think you should.
Personally, I would, as much as I hate to say it. Yeah, I would probably be the smart thing to do. You're not making the playoffs. You got nothing. Just let him see what he's got. Yeah, he can practice all he wants, but nothing ever in the world will compare to gameplay. Ever. It doesn't matter. You can try and replicate it as much as you can. It'll never happen. Because the speed's so much different. You're playing different opponents. Like, you see so many different coverages. You see so many different things. Throw him into the fire and see what he's got. Because, like Hunter's saying, what happens in a year or two and Rodgers is done, and then you got to roll him out and just straight from the jump. I feel like that's harder to do, like from the start of the season. You got more expectations. Like, but if you get these couple games under your belt, you're like, I've done it. I've done this before. I can go in and do it again.
You know, I actually think that's a reason why they should play Rodgers. Gameplay is super important. You need that. And I think what we've seen the last couple of weeks out of Christian Watson, the quarterback wide receiver connection is super important. So if Rodgers really wants to establish that, if he sits, then he's losing 4 or 5 games of playing with Christian Watson, developing those young receivers. If Green Bay wants to be something, even if not this year, but next year, I still think that's valuable time for them to be playing together. And, you know, Rodgers values that over anything else, is just the connection. Is it a smart play from the franchise standpoint to have Rodgers in? No. But I know Rodgers wants to be out there with his guy.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously always 2 ways to look at it, but that's probably the best way to look at it. But then you can also be like, hey, can we get Love and Watson's connection down for the future?
That's true.
If these are 2 guys, and Romeo Dobbs, I know he's hurt, but like, you know, even then, if he comes back this year, I'm not sure if he is, but like, there's just always devil's advocate to both situations.
Yeah.
So I just want to add this real quick. Love's 5th year would be 2024. Rodgers is on contract till 2026, but there's a potential out in 2024. I don't know if that's a team or player option though. I don't know.
I would assume that's
a
player option.
I think it is.
I would imagine it would be a player option.
Player.
Because Rodgers is a douche.
I mean, but see, like at that point, my thing is like, does he get to that point where he's like, I can do it again? And then it's like, do you pay Love? Like, what was the point of drafting that 5th round or that 1st round quarterback? If you pick up his 5th year option, Rodgers plays, like, what do you do with it?
It might be a genius play though, because you might be able to get him on contract for another year or 2, like on a maybe a little bit less than he's worth.
But do you think he wants to keep sitting there? Like,
no, I agree.
By that time,
no,
I mean,
he'll want to go back.
My thing is like,
play.
Yeah, I mean, Love is 24 right now.
Yeah.
So 2 years, 26, 27. So what? He's finally starting at 27.
Yeah,
right.
It's old.
It's really old
to get your first start. Yeah, I mean, Gino did it, but Gino's been a journeyman his whole career.
He's seen it all.
It's such an interesting situation because they drafted Love with the 1st round pick, and I feel like at some point, they have to play him, or else you just wasted a 1st round pick on absolutely nothing. And that option's very interesting if it's the 5th year for Love, and it could be Rodgers last year there. I really think Rodgers wants to go play for San Fran. Like, if he knows that Love is going to be the guy, if he knows that the front office is leaning towards moving on, getting younger and whatnot, Rodgers wants to go play for San Francisco, man. He grew up in California, went to Cal. He was pissed that they didn't draft him with the first overall pick. Like, and shit, quarterback controversy over there. If they get to the playoffs, make some noise, fall short again, and they keep falling short. Rodgers sees that. He's a free agent. I wouldn't stick with Lance. Go get Rodgers. That's probably a fucking Super Bowl.
They have another
Yeah.
situation, Jordan Love like over there. I mean,
Yeah,
like
no, pretty
I
damn
mean, that
near.
all jokes aside, like yeah, I mean, this is a weird situation we got going on in the league. Like,
Yeah.
Dude, Rodgers, McCaffrey, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Debo
would
Samuel, Trent
suck.
Williams.
Can they afford all them though?
I think there's a way that they
I bet
could.
you
They could
could
probably
find
figure
it.
it out.
I would ship anybody. I would ship.
I doubt all those
any
players are
defensive
still
player.
under contract when he went
Yeah,
though.
so yeah.
That could be a good point.
Well,
That's fair.
Oh damn! They also want Brady. Oh fucking cool! Dude, the greatest to ever play. Oh, I want to pick
Who'd be better in the San Francisco offense, Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers?
Rodgers for sure.
Rodgers.
Rodgers.
But
Dude,
then
that would be
it's
so
Tom.
nice.
Yeah, but
Imagine Tom Brady dumping off to Christian McCaffrey.
He would. Oh, he would like that. He would
Yeah.
love to dump.
well,
it off.
also Tom and Kittle would probably spark some memories
Oof.
too.
That would be crazy.
honestly, I think I'm
Then they
switching my
bring back
answer.
Gronk.
I'm switching my answer. I'm taking Tom in that offense with all the checks you have and stuff. I'm
I think
definitely taking
Tom.
Chom. I said Chom. I'm like switch. I'm like, we're going Tom.